Hey guys, it's Wednesday, August the 6th. I've been terrible at posting recently. If you look at the last video before this one, it was filmed months ago. I'm like 6 months behind on editing, somewhere in there. I've filmed pretty consistently the whole time. I just have been stacking clips and not doing anything with it because I've had some computer issues. I have now bought a new computer and I am trying to crank through them as fast as I can. It's going to be a few weeks before I'm back to normal to where I'm posting regularly. I kind of want to get ahead before I start the ball rolling again. But this particular edit, I couldn't wait. I have to get it out there because I'm too impressed with the way the whole thing went. So this one was filmed on April the 1st, and I really don't have words. The guy's name is Wolfie. He is a paraplegic that absolutely shreds on a monoski. Before we jump into the video, I will say at the very end, you're going to see me again, and we're going to talk about how you can help this guy out if you like what's going on here. So that being said, let's get on the mountain.
Hello?
Hey man.
What's up? I'm just at the top of the gondola. I run to the bathroom, but I'm sitting at the top of the gondola by my monoski.
By what now?
I'm behind you. Right here.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Well, I heard you say do what now?
What's up?
How's it going, my dude?
Good,
Ready
you?
for some ripping?
Absolutely.
I had a good time because it's just now starting to soften up.
So I was curious about this. I was wondering, like, how you got to the snow and how you got strapped in and all
Well,
that.
when I'm moving it to the snow, I kind of put it between my legs like this. And I slide it on and I can wheelchair around with it on my lap. And then when I get to the snow, I just slide it out to the snow. And it's pretty easy to transfer in. Just get it locked against my ski rig a little. So I swing the leg over, get my foot on the end of my wheelchair and just kind of push myself up into it.
Sweet. And you just leave your chair sitting right there until you're done?
Nobody ever fucks with it, which is pretty cool.
That would be a real dick move if you screwed with his wheelchair.
Yeah.
So do you ride a regular ski then?
Yeah, well I've got a slightly custom version of a Moment Wildcat. Being a rider for Moment skis, they work with me and help develop things that are a little bit burlier and stiffer. And this is a version of the Moment Wildcat with just a different core, wood core inside of it.
So will the ski still pop off if it...
I don't want the ski to come off,
Right.
even if I crash, even if I fall, because if the ski comes off, I can't click back into it.
Right,
So
right.
like I don't have the ability to step into a ski. So if it comes off, I'm SOL. So it's
Will
pretty
it
much,
come off though?
No.
No, okay.
I've tomahawked and had some nasty crashes, and the ski stays on usually, or it'll break the ski. These rigs put 10 to 15 times the force on a ski than an able-bodied skier would, so you don't want it to release at all. I came out of the park earlier and I skied backwards to the lift line of the yellow coat's like, dude, you can't ski backwards by the lift line. So I'm like, really? Now I have to push. It's easier for me to go this way because this is the same motion and muscles I use when I'm going somewhere in my wheelchair.
Well, that was way smoother than I expected.
Oh yeah. It's off just as easy as well.
You want to do all the shit you, I'm sure, hate doing over and over. You want to tell about the injury, when it happened, how long ago it's been?
Yeah, the quick story is I bought a car with my buddies and we went out in the desert, just go paddock bash and beat it up and do what I've done hundreds of times. And we were doing Rockford turns, and I was teaching my friend how to do all these maneuvers, Rockfords, where we go in reverse and just flip around and drive and take off. I spent the day doing that with my buddies, and like get to the end of the day and I was going to do a Rockford and I was going to jump a ditch with it, and I went to do the Rockford and the tire went flat and it slid sideways and just flipped over into it and smashed the roof in on me. And it broke my back in 8 places, like 9 herniated discs. It fucked me up really good. And it still hurts. Like every day I go out and ski and every day I ride, it hurts. But it's like, am I going to hurt just sitting there in the wheelchair, or am I hurt doing something I enjoy? So I deal with it and I go skiing.
There you go.
Luckily I've got this Penske shock that helps soak up a lot of the injury, or a lot of the hit, but I broke my back September 1st in 2019, and then I basically spent about 20 days in the hospital in the ACU, and then I went to a rehab center, and I was there for like 17 days, and I got out, and basically the day I got out, I went and bought hand controls online and put them in my car so I could have a vehicle and get around in freedom. And then it was fast forward like 3 or 4 months later, it was getting to ski season, and I'm like, well, I know adaptive skiing exists, so I'm gonna try to find somewhere to teach me how to ski. But I broke my back in so many places in September, nowhere wanted to really teach me how to adaptive ski. They were like, we don't want to take the risk and put you in one of our rigs, have you re-break your back and break it worse. So I got kind of pretty heartbroken about it, and I was just on Facebook scrolling through the internet, and I saw a Facebook ad for a 32-year-old mono ski listed on San Francisco for $700, and I sent it to my partner, and I'm like, hey, can we get this so I can get skiing again? And he's like, yeah, it'll be your Christmas gift. So he got it for me as my Christmas gift. I got it on December 17th, and December 23rd was the first day I got back on the snow. And I basically sat there in I basically taught myself how to get into the mono ski in my yard, or in my driveway, in my garage, and then by watching YouTube videos of like Olympic races and other people skiing, I kind of figured out the motions you need to do and what you need to do to drive and turn and carve, and what you needed to do to drive the ski. And then I was like, all right, well, I'm going to teach myself, and I'm going to go out to the hills. So I kind of just went up to Mount Rose and Sky Tavern, and I kind of fell a shit ton and slammed a bunch of times, but I just slowly kept working on it, and I figured out how to turn, and I figured out how to carve, and I figured out how to do whirly birds and edge control. And my 5th day on a monoski, I went to Kirkwood Resort with a bunch of my friends, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna do the terrain park. And I was hooked in the terrain park since then. And
Awesome.
3 years later and I've gotten a little over 312 days on a monoski since my injury less than 3 years ago.
That is sick.
I spend about a third of every year.
So all self-taught then?
All self-taught.
That is sick. That is sick.
I'm actually now, I've got my level 1 adaptive instructor's license, and I teach at Sky Tavern, which is a learn to ski program in Reno area that helps kids, and basically they aim to help grow the sport of skiing, and they're there to help all the Reno community learn to ski, and I'm the adaptive instructor there now, and I teach other people how to ride mono skis.
That is so sick.
Really awesome, and it's really rewarding to teach people to get out there and teach them. They're like, oh, I don't care if you've got a knee injury. If you can't ski and able-bodied, jump in one of these. I'll teach you how to ride. And to help bring people to the top of the hill is one of the best things.
That is awesome. On you.
A little stall over the up there trying to warm up.
So sick. Woo! know what you guys were expecting, but that just blew my mind. Alright, dude, that was a hell of a run.
Yeah,
That was like
damn good warm up.
sick.
Definitely a few perks. Like I don't get skipping lift lines. I go to TSA and I skip the lines. Like I don't have to wait in TSA lines. It's amazing. I skip lines at the theme parks. This morning I went to the DMV and got a new handicap placard. There's a line of like 200 people around the building. I went right past everybody, went inside, got my placard lift. People were like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Maybe cripple yourself and then you can skip the lines."
Oh, that's
like you gotta look at the light parts of every bad situation.
Right.
No matter what's wrong in your life, there's got to be some hidden positive in there somewhere. You just gotta find them.
right. I've always tried to have that mentality. Here's a good piece of advice. I don't think I've ever even said this one on the channel. And this is one of my favorite pieces of advice I had. So a friend of mine who's just a surfer, I can't talk. He called me one day after a really good day in the ocean. He's like, "Hey man," he said, "I was sitting out in the ocean, bobbing up and down, feeling the waves." He said, "I was having some depression before I went out there and I started feeling a little better." He said, "I started thinking about life." He said, "You know, life is a series of ups and downs." And he said, "If you don't have the downs, you don't have a gauge for how good you feel whenever you have the highs." He said, "So anytime you're feeling depressed and you're feeling low, just know that you're in a low spot and there's another wave of high coming. So it'll help you pull yourself through." And I've always stood by that and said it. Anytime I see someone putting some depressing quotes on Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, they need some words of wisdom. That's what I share with them.
So
sounds like this guy is pretty good at finding the half full glass.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere you gotta look. It's like before I got my injury, I was a mechanic. Yeah, I made good money, but I worked 6 days a week, 10 hours a day, and I hated fucking life. But now, like, I broke my back. Yeah, I'm crippled. Yeah, but I get to spend my life doing my passion now. I race mountain bikes and I ski for a living, and I never envisioned, when I was a little kid, I was like, I'm gonna be that extreme dude, and I didn't know it took breaking my back to get there.
Right. Well, I'm glad to see that you've stayed positive and we're getting to see the shredding that you're throwing down today.
No, it's not always positive. Some days, like when I had an injury early this season and I missed 50 days. Those 50 days were the most miserable 50 days of the ski season. Because I sat there watching it snow outside and be like, fuck, I wish I could go out and go ski, but my equipment's broke and I'm broke, so nothing you could really do.
Right. Again, you got to have some low spots so that you can enjoy the days like today.
Yeah. It's like I missing those 50 days made me really enjoy the spring skiing. Let's go.
You break them often?
I break skis so often. If I go to the flat, my first time is, did I break it? Do I do a wrinkle? Is it good?
Are you jumping this one or not?
Yeah, go around the right side of it, make your charge.
Almost got you. Good?
Good. I got the one I gotta park next time.
Yeah.
I'm skipping them.
All right.
My skis are showing signs of stress. If you land off something that big, you gotta be on a new ski.
Right.
That felt so easy right there. Actually, I'm not going up. This will hurt me. I gotta run to my van and change skis.
I'll go with you.
Alright.
He broke a ski. He's having to ski down backwards because his ski is broken. That is so crazy. Show us one more time. Oh yeah, it snapped. And that was a fresh ski this morning, right?
Well, I had to put a T-nut on it because I already ripped the bindings out like a few weeks ago. I want like my spring reserve skis. They're all skis that are like ripped the bindings out of. So I had to put T-nuts in the bottom of it and like modify and cut the stuff again.
Ah. Whoa, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. This is why you wear shoulder pads.
Oh, you wear shoulder pads?
Oh yeah. Just little ones, but not to keep on that.
Is it because the
Really feel
skis?
that broken ski.
I was gonna say, is it because?
You can just whip me around.
Oh, sweet. How hard is that to get in and out?
That's pretty easy to get in and out. Oh, this is another. See, I already broke this one too. A whole mess of broken skis. Oh, this one's good. Yep.
How often do they send you skis?
They're actually local to Reno, so I just stop by the factory every once in a while and pick up a few pairs. What's funny is all the time people tell me, oh, well, why don't you put a helicoil in it? I rip helicoils out faster than I rip normal bindings out. Because by the time I've ripped the binding out, I've already destroyed the like core structure of the ski.
Right.
That's why the T-nuts are like the best option.
Can you tell much difference when you put a T-nut in it as far as
Not really.
like drag? Do you P-Tex over them or do you just?
I just wax over them.
Okay.
It's not, they don't last long enough to bother P-Texing. So I tap them all the way, I basically shoot them all the way through with the standard size screw that's like a drill bit, that's the standard size screw for a ski. So that way I have like a pilot hole to use.
Yeah, it looks like you've done this a few times.
Yeah, just a few. Only like 40 times this season alone. There's the car, the Tesla slowing down, looking at me like, what the hell is he doing to that ski? So it's better to hammer them in, because if you pull them in, it'll pull the nut and it'll cone the nut, and it winds up catching something that'll drag like this. Run your finger over that, and you barely feel where it drags. And then after I wax it, you won't even feel it at all.
Huh.
That one's actually got good and indented. There we go. I like the ski racer walking down like, what the fuck is he doing to that ski?
This is a tune-up.
This is a Sit and Cindy's tune-up.
Have you ever broke one totally, like snapped it in two?
Absolutely. I under-rotated a backflip last year, and my fucking ski came into the jump like that, and it fully accordioned the ski and broke it like 6 places.
Holy shit. You do backflips on this thing? Fuck.
So I was like, I'm feeling it today. We'll see if the ski lasts. We get a bit more laps out there. Snow feels good, and I'm feeling good and fly like.
So how do you do them? Do you do them like
you got
straight
body
back,
huck, and then pull around and rotate the ski around? So you got to go straight back, and then you want to like pull around and use your body to begin to pull to rotate it around. It's really hard. It's really hard to get them when they're like when you're landing upright as well, because it's such a difficult trick on a mono ski. You have to have like the perfect ramp, the perfect conditions.
How bad did you jack yourself up learning it?
I did it into a foam pit to learn. I'm an ambassador for Woodward or Boreal, so they let me use their foam pit to practice and learn it.
Damn.
So I was able to go to the foam pit and practice it. It's where I also practiced my Cork 3. I was into their foam pit.
Which I'm impressed. You can stop way faster than I expected.
Oh yeah, I could put an edge down on this
Like
thing.
honestly, I think you could stop faster than somebody could on a pair of skis, couldn't you?
Yeah, because I've got so much more weight front loaded onto a single ski as compared to like you, where you're fully outloaded and you're above a more dispersed area. I'm full weight on this footprint. That's why you see I break the skis here, is because it's full weight on that footprint.
Right.
So a little bit too hard of riding, and you over stress that footprint. Or you can, with all your weight on that one little footprint, you can really get a lot more leverage on stopping and carving. Like I can lay carves down where I'll put my arms into the snow.
Oh yeah, I saw them already. I'm impressed that your back can take the jar of the carve that you do.
It hurts. I will admit it hurts. Especially when I get the spring bouncing between those carves.
Right.
I feel it for sure. And then mostly, it's not even my back that feels it. It's like this core muscle right here runs down into your hip or your pelvic core muscle. It just is on fire right now. It's so sticky in the pipe.
Yeah.
I'm not getting the speed I was earlier.
Oh shit. That got scary.
Are you hitting on me? How are these ones? Are they slow?
180 only.
I mean, you can throw.
Is it no turns, no checks, just straight in?
There's no, you kind of want to check. You want a little bit of a check. I already shot it to the bottom already. Yeah, I did it back. First one's definitely a lot smaller than it looks going up it. That's why I'm going cab. Yep, Sid. You go cab one just to turn.
On you. Yeah, I'm fine. Are you?
Yeah.
I thought you were going a little lower.
Sorry, man. That was a good hit. I was like, I ski won't last the day. It was doing this. So.
He's already cracked or broke another ski. So do you want to go back up or not?
This is my ski telling me stop it for the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this what it feels like to stand up? I don't even remember.
The thing is snapped. I'm guessing the core breaks? Is it the core that's breaking?
Yeah. Well, that's a new way to get around.
Right. You got a wheelie bar now. I think, ladies and gentlemen, that is a broken ski. Right at the front bonding.
Yep. I've got a friend I'm supposed to pick it up on Monday. It's a machined plate that goes under the binding. Try to prevent that.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it before I left today. Like, I wonder how many skis I'm gonna go through.
I was super impressed with his riding. I'm assuming you guys were too if you're still hanging around at this point. So what I was talking about the first of the video as to how you can help this guy. He only gets his wheelchair replaced once every 6 years from the insurance. Disability will only allow him to make $1,600 a month before he loses his disability benefits. So basically, the wheelchair is also 10 grand. That's another big factor. So basically, he can't make enough money to replace his wheelchair. They will only replace his wheelchair once every 6 years, but he's 2 years in and it is pretty worn. What started the whole conversation about the wheelchair was we were sitting at the van and I just happened to look over and notice how worn the wheels were on it. And I said something about it and he said, yeah, it's only 2 years old. Look at this thing. And looking it over, it was very beaten and battered and he's put it through the ringers. I mean, of course, it's his legs and he's an adventurous person. So he's going to be very hard on this equipment compared to the average person. Just like he is his ski, as you saw in the video, and his mountain bike. Same as, I mean, he's hard on everything because he doesn't have legs for suspension to catch his body like the rest of us do. Man, I'm starting to ramble. But if you guys would like to help out, if you've seen this video and you're inspired by this guy and you want to help him to raise some money for a wheelchair, his Cash App and Venmo are down here. And then if you don't have Cash App or Venmo, Instagram's right there. Send him a message, ask him how you can either send him some money or whatever. Yeah, like I said, super impressed. Thanks, Wolfkie, and we will see you guys on the next one.